Welcome back everyone to our channel. In this new video we are showing a summary of our trip to two neighboring French towns, Cognac and Angoulême. Both of them played important role in the French history as they were a base for the Valois-Angoulême branch of the royal family, which gave France one of its most influential kings, François I. They are also not far away from each other and can be easily visited together on a short trip. We are starting with Cognac. Let's go! Today we are in Cognac city, not far from La Rochelle and Bordeaux. The city is very pretty and we are going to walk around its city center today. We are going to visit a house where the French king François I was born. And also we are going to visit one or two houses which produce Cognac.
When you arrive in Cognac, you will also notice two things: an interesting aroma and darkened color of the buildings. You will rightly guess that both have a common cause: a production of the famous brandy or cognac as it is commonly known.
There are several houses producing cognac located in town. As we did not have much time, we could only visit one of them, but it is actually the oldest one, Martel.
We really like the guided tour as it gave us the opportunity both to see the production process and to do some tasting. There is also a nice and free modern art museum on the premises.
Cognac is produced in several key steps: distillation, maturation and blending. In the first step, white wines from locally grown vineyards are distilled 2 times. The goal is to obtain a strong and concentrated essence of the wine taste.
Then the spirit matures in oak barrels for a varying period of time. It also slowly evaporates as it ages. In 10 years, it can lose up to 40% of its volume. Finally, a skillful cellar master will mix different spirits to achieve the best taste for their house.
We were surprised to learn that more than 95% of cognac is exported abroad, with more than 3 billion euros in annual turnover.
This is Chateau de Cognac, a birthplace of the French king Francois I, from the branch of Valois-Angoulême. He was a big lover of art, and he basically introduced Renaissance into France. He was well known, for example, for inviting Leonardo da Vinci to come and spend the last years of his life with him in the Loire Valley.
And here's another fact showing how interconnected medieval Europe was. This castle was one of the main residences of the English Prince Edward, or the Black Prince, who was great-great-son of the English King Edward I, the same one depicted in the Braveheart movie. This dates back to the time when Cognac belonged to the English crown.
Cognac has a very well-preserved old town with medieval quarter called Vieux-Cognac. Some buildings date to 15th century. When walking around, also watch out for salamander sculpture on buildings, a symbol of Francois I. Not surprisingly, there are many Cognac warehouses dotted around town.
We did not have much time to spend in Angoulême as we had to catch a train to Bordeaux, but we immediately noticed how impressive it looks, like a medieval fortified town on top of a rock.
The way it looks is not surprising, as it had been strategically located and therefore was fought over by various forces over centuries.
To see the most interesting part of Angoulême, you will need to make a bit of a climb up from the train station. As you walk, keep looking for some interesting murals on the walls. Angoulême is the French capital of comics and cartoons and is generally considered a very creative city.
When you get to the top of the hill, make sure to get a map from the tourist office, as it contains some great suggestions for itineraries, including to see more murals.
We also highly recommend walking along the ramparts. The views are particularly stunning from the ramparts located to the south of the city center.
Unfortunately, the old castle of the Counts of Angoulême was partly demolished, but there is still a surviving tower from the castle on the central square, where the city hall is located.
And an interesting fact. Did you know that New York was originally called New Angoulême? This happened because Francois I was very interested in trade and overseas explorations. Under his rule, Giovanni da Verrazzano, an Italian explorer, discovered a territory where New York was built later and named it New Angoulême, in honor of Francois I, as he sailed there while in service to the French crown. Thank you for watching our video, and please remember to subscribe to our channel. We will soon post new videos from our summer trip around France.